Now at 6, Oklahoma's alcohol-to-go law could become even more relaxed under a new bill. We'll hear what local businesses think. Plus,
as the war in Ukraine continues to change every day, it's having an impact on how history classes are taught right here at home. I'm Chris Warner with that story.
The Missouri Southern women aim to move on to the MIAA tournament semifinals. We'll have highlights and post-game reaction in sports.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
last year, Oklahoma lawmakers passed a bill allowing cocktails to go. This year, a new bill aims to make it easier for restaurant goers to take home their drinks. This is KOAM News at 6. It's House Bill 3732. It would expand the definition of the container people can use to take home their drinks. Jason Evans, general manager at Mulligan's in Grove, says due to supply chain issues, they've struggled to get the correct to-go containers. This bill could help.
I think it would be huge for us on the operation side because, you don't have that extra container that you have to worry about getting, inventorying, storage, this and that. It takes out a step that makes it faster for the guests, that makes it better for the guests, overall experience getting it to go.
Evans says cocktails to go has been a success for them. This bill would make it even easier for them to serve their customers. A bill that would prevent transgender girls from playing on female sports teams at Oklahoma schools has passed a state House committee. The House Rules Committee passed the bill today on a party line vote with Republicans in support. The measure now heads to the full House for consideration. Passage of the bill was immediately criticized by civil libertarians and the gay rights group Freedom Oklahoma. The measure is one of several bills being considered by the Republican-led legislature this year that targets transgender or gay young people. As we told you yesterday, Missouri lawmakers are considering a very similar bill. As the war in Ukraine continues, it's having an impact right here at home. KOAM's Chris Warner explains that impact isn't just economic, it's having an impact in the classroom.
Doug Logan is a social studies teacher for Carl Junction High School. He teaches a current world affairs class and the past couple of weeks has been shaping his lesson plans and his students.
For them right now, it's happening in real time in their lifetime. They're watching it literally unfold by the hour. And they know they could very possibly have a vested interest in this, and they want to know what's happening.
He says the war in Ukraine's economic impact is a great way to bring it home.
It's very useful to use a situation like this to help them understand how instability in a part of the world, clear on the other side of the globe, actually has economic ramifications that reach right down here to southwest Missouri on a daily basis.
Cord Ritter is a senior at Carl Junction. Most of his high school career has been shaped by once-in-a-lifetime events, like the pandemic. He's also got a friend in Moscow who he's been in touch with as things have unfolded.
They haven't been as fortunate as we are. Our country for the last 100 years, we haven't had invasion and, economic collapse to the degree that they have, and their whole livelihood kind of falling apart.
Ritter says his history course is more important now than it ever has been.
Like, we've learned why Russia thought that Ukraine might belong to them and why Crimea was mostly the starting factor a long time ago in all this.
While the future remains uncertain for the course of the war, Ritter knows it's going to shape him for the rest of his life.
I'm not even sure what to make of it right now. And I'd say it's more of a lesson than anything that I'll definitely be looking back on in the future.
Through everything, he's learned one important lesson that he feels everyone needs to remember.
Just try and see them as humans, because that happens a lot in wartime. We use things to demonize the other side and make them easier to hate.
In Carl Junction, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Logan says he's encouraged to see his students using examples from history to compare to the current situation in Ukraine. Boy, another beautiful day out there, Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it turned out to be a fantastic day for us today. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures, most of us back into the 70s for highs. And it wasn't really that windy, but we do have our next storm system. It's brewing out toward the west. You can see the clouds increasing out across parts of the Rockies. That system We'll change our weather up by the time we head into the weekend. Still, ahead of it, we look pretty good. You can see kind of an easterly wind in our northern counties, south wind in our southern counties. We have a warm front kind of draped through the region. That's why it's cooler. Nevada 63, Fort Scott 63, and then 10 degrees warmer once you head south toward Grand Lake. As this front kind of pushed through, put the brakes on, now it's lifting back toward the north. But if you want to get outside for the evening hours, you still got a little bit of daylight. It looks pretty good. We'll drop back through the 60s, 50s, near 50 for us tonight. Thunderstorms for the weekend. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
All right, catch you then. Joplin's north side's getting an update underground. The city of Joplin has more than 530 miles of underground water pipe, and the city is now replacing some of that. Right now, Missouri American Water is focused on North Joplin, replacing pipes that are reaching the end of their useful life.
It's not uncommon to have pipe in the ground from the 50s. The useful life of water pipe is quite lengthy, but sometimes there are things that contribute to breaks, such as ground shift, other utilities hitting the pipe. So what we do is we just look at areas where we see a higher frequency of breaks and try to target those areas for pipe replacement projects.
While the work is going on, typically during the week between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m., customers might experience temporary water service interruptions, discolored water, and lower than normal water pressure. Weather permitting, work should be complete by early spring. Still ahead, Freeman Health System leaders sit down for some story time. And for the first time since the pandemic began, Franklin Tech welcomes in students and area business for a career fair.
Let the force.
Freeman Health System today celebrated the work of Dr. Seuss with a special reading featuring none other than The Cat in the Hat. Freeman doctors and CEO Paula Baker read the books to a group of kids.
You know, Dr. Seuss writes amazing books, and they have such a rhythm and such just a fascination for all ages. And many of us grew up with Dr. Seuss books and read them to our children. So it's so much fun to be back here today doing that.
Hospital, Dr. Seuss makes sense. This is Read Across America Week, which coincides with Dr. Seuss's birthday, which was yesterday. A lot of area teens today got a peek into their potential futures. Today's career fair at Joplin's Franklin Technology Center was open to about 1,600 students of FTC and Joplin High School. More than 70 representatives from colleges, universities, career and technical schools, branches of the military, local businesses, and industries were there. Students got to visit with professionals to learn about what's required for their field of interest and practice some of the fundamentals of job searching.
We've had multiple people tell us today they're just dying for help. They need employees. And then we opened it up to the high school as well, so those kids can kind of see and visit with people to find out what skills are really needed out there and what they can do for the next 3 years of their career life.
We at the TV station had a booth set up at the event to provide some insight into what a career in broadcasting looks like. Later, the Missouri Southern women play for a spot in the MIAA tournament semifinals. We're going to have highlights and post-game reaction in sports.
Plus, we have chances for thunderstorms rolling in by the weekend. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be another fantastic day for us today. All week long, we've had temperatures into the 70s for highs, plenty of sunshine. Still looks good right now. Here's a shot of I-44. This is our Lander Chevrolet Tower Cam on the southeast side of Joplin. We still have the clear skies. It looks pretty good as we go through the evening hours. We do have some changes over the next few days. Just right now, it looks good. A little bit cooler northern counties. We have a warm front kind of draped right through the center of the four-state area. So you got lower 60s, and then you go into lower 70s. Once you get into our southern counties, all in all, it's pretty nice. We have a nice evening on tap. The evening daylight hours continue to extend. In fact, daylight saving time begins in just a little bit over a week. Winds not that bad. We have kind of easterly winds at about 5 to 10. Looks good. 7th and range line, 71. Northerly winds at about 5 to 10. Look at our humidity. It's bone dry. It's at 26%. That's why you don't want to burn right now, because with a little bit of wind, it can get out of control, and we're going to see that again for us tomorrow. We'll drop back through the 60s, 50s. I think most of us 48 to about 50 for an overnight low tonight, but continuing to see clear skies. at least over the next several hours. Clouds will start to increase. You can see them picking up central and western Kansas. This is the beginnings of our next storm system. You can see rain right off the coast of California, which they need it. This is their rainy season, and they haven't had much throughout the winter months. All right, let's go through time. Mid and upper level clouds increase after midnight tonight. Temperatures 48 to 50. Warm up again, 50s, 60s, lower 70s for highs tomorrow. We are going to have a lot of clouds. You'll get some sunshine mixed in, but let's go mostly cloudy skies, but still it's going to be a good day. Plus it's Friday. 48 start, 68 by noon, high temp 73. The winds start to pick up a little bit, south winds at about 10 to 20. Tomorrow night, still a lot of clouds, I think mainly dry, but on Saturday, late morning into the early afternoon, we start to get some scattered showers and thunderstorms. I don't think these are going to be too strong. I don't anticipate anything to be severe, but something we'll keep our eyes on. Let's go into Saturday evening. Here comes the cold front. A line of showers, thunderstorms drop in. These could be a little bit stronger. Still not anticipating severe, but we may get some gusty winds, some small hail out of that line as it rolls through. Then we're on the north side of the front, so by Sunday we start to cool down as our next wave rolls in. This is going to be much more widespread rain late Sunday. Showers, thunderstorms, any severe weather stays to our south, which again is pretty good news. Sunday night into Monday, look at the pink mixing in. This is a mix of rain and snow, and then eventually a band of snow. It looks like the heaviest Wichita to Kansas City, but we could get some accumulations from that as it works through on Monday. So a pretty big switch as we go through the next few days. All right, rainfall this weekend, something we also need. A lot of areas are going to pick up an inch, upwards to 2 inches of rain, especially in our southern counties. 73 tomorrow, 70 Saturday. Cooling down a little bit on Sunday. We drop into the 30s on Monday, down to 22 Monday night, and then another chance for snow next Thursday. So we have 2 more shots next week. I know Mother Nature, she's been teasing us all week long.
Yeah, she does that this time of year.
Yeah.
You know my favorite part of that forecast? The reminder that daylight savings time returns in just over a week.
I know. It's
Lifts
nice to
the
see.
spirits, an extra hour
Absolutely.
of evening daylight. Thanks, Doug. It's a beautiful night right now to get out, but moviegoers might choose instead to gather in a dark room and watch the return of The Dark Knight to the big screen. This is a live look at the Route 66 Theater in Webb City. Tonight they're showing the much anticipated new Batman movie featuring Robert Pattinson as everyone's favorite billionaire vigilante Bruce Wayne. Lots of fans are in attendance to see the newest rendition of the iconic DC hero. If you're not there yet, you probably already missed the Bat Boat. The show starts at 6:30. Coming up in sports, the Missouri Southern women hit the floor in Kansas City in the MIAA tournament quarterfinals. And Crowder Baseball aims for their 5th straight win at home against Fort Scott. Danny Terzer joins us with that and more up next.
Today is day 2 of the MIAA postseason conference tournament. On the women's side, the Missouri Southern Lions hit the floor today for their first game in Kansas City. And Jacob Leonard is at Municipal Auditorium and has more on today's game.
The Missouri Southern women are the #1 seed at the MIAA tournament here in Kansas City. Now, the Lions hit the floor this afternoon against Washburn, aiming to move on to the tournament semifinals. Now, the Lions swept the season series from the Ichabods in the regular season. MIAA Player of the Year Lacey Stokes straight to the rim in the first. 8-0 run for the Lions to begin the game. They're up 3 at half. Now, Southern gets an 18-2 run in the third. Amaya Johns hits the 3. Then Brooke Stauffer, one of her 2 threes on the day. The lead is 8 going to the 4th. Now early 4th, Maddie Stokes turns and scores. She gets a double-double with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Lacey Stokes hits the corner 3. 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists for Stokes. Just a 3-point game though with less than a minute remaining. Lane Skiles hits the dagger for Southern. Lions win and move on to the semifinals 62-54.
I thought Amaya Johns came in big there in the third quarter. Lane Skiles and Brooke Stauffer defensively I thought were tremendous, and then made some big shots as well. So just extremely happy to be able to get a win against a tough Washburn team. Got to give Coach Mack's team a lot of credit. Defensively, they're very good. They fought us, made us take some tough shots, got us out of our offense a little bit, but we did enough, made enough plays to get the win. So we're extremely excited and happy about that.
Well, we got a lot of confidence in each other on the offensive and the defensive end, and I think Brooke Stauffer really stepped up today. You know, Garden Bentley, she's a great player, and so for Brooke to be able to do that for us is huge, and that's what turns momentum into our offensive end. And so having girls like Maddie, you know, we just really worked on moving the ball and not, you know, staring at each other, and I think Brooks' defense and our defense as a team is what pushed momentum into that run on the offensive end.
Missouri Southern now moves on to face either Central Missouri or Missouri Western in the tournament semifinals on Saturday at noon. Reporting in Kansas City, Jacob Leonard, KOAM Sports.
The Missouri Southern men will be on the floor for their first game tomorrow night, facing Fort Hays State at 8:15. At the high school level, tonight is semifinal night at the Class 4 District 12 tournament in Seneca. The first semifinal features Mount Vernon and top-seeded East Newton. That game has already started. East Newton leads 12-6 in the beginning of the second quarter. The other semifinal game is another matchup of two Big 8 teams. District host Seneca will hit the floor later tonight against Lamar. That game tips off at 7:30, and we'll have the highlights right here tonight at 10. Crowder baseball is on a 4-game winning streak. The Rough Riders are 10-4 to start the season and are ranked 9th in the country. Crowder tries to stay hot today at home against Fort Scott. Crowder up 1-0, bases loaded for Peyton Holt. That ball is gone, grand slam for Holt. Rough Riders take a 5-run lead. Another big inning in the fourth for Crowder. Gavin Glasgow gets things going, big hit all the way to the wall. Kenny DiClemente scores. Then Tyler Favretto goes the other way, shallow hit to right, and Glasgow comes in. Still the same inning, bases loaded again, and it's Peyton Holt with a bases clearing double. Crowder rolls by Fort Scott today 15-1. That's it for sports. We're back after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Technician 5th grade Glenn Heffernan served in the U.S. Army. He's from Iola, Kansas, and we are proud to salute Technician 5th grade Glenn Heffernan. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Jordan Albee joins us now with a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, teacher nominees for this year's Golden Apple Awards are recognized at a special reception tonight. Also, going to check out a Mardi Gras art walk happening. And new research could lift FDA restrictions on gay and bisexuals from donating blood. That, of course, much more tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Now, trading Pokemon cards is one thing. Selling out hundreds of thousands of dollars for one? That's on a whole nother level. This near mint condition vintage gaming card was sold for $900,000. The Pocket Monsters Japanese promo illustrator holographic Pikachu card was created in 1998 and was released only in Japan. There were more than 30 other offers, but an unknown bidder won out in the end, shattering the former record and making it the highest priced Pokemon card ever sold, as you might imagine. Remember the days when it was sports cards?
I still have cards. Unopened sets of tops from the 1980s.
Really? You know, there was a time when they were worth a ton of money and then it dropped a bit.
I know, kind of crazy. Well, our temperatures are going to be dropping as we head into early next week. Tomorrow still looks pretty good, 73, 70 on Saturday with some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Rain Sunday, over to snow by Monday.
Wow. Final sports note.
The Missouri Southern women are into the conference semifinals. They'll play on Saturday.
Yeah, good luck to them. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
Salon service is provided by the